It is the morning of August 20th, 2024, and inside HMP Fosse, the highly advanced prison facility located in Leicester, England, inmate Thierry Robinson steps out of his cell after being released for the day. CCTV footage captures him wearing a broad smile as he makes his way toward a nearby cell to meet Ashiri Smith. After pausing briefly to wait for him, the two inmates walk side by side down the prison wing and cross over to a cell occupied by convicted pedophile Ma Muhammad. A short time later, Robinson and Smith exit the cell, but Ma Muhammad does not follow. To anyone observing the footage, nothing appears unusual, and it could easily be mistaken for a normal interaction between inmates. However, behind the closed door of that cell, something grave had just taken place, as Thierry Robinson and Ashiri Smith had violently murdered Ma Muhammad without drawing immediate attention. Among the inmates at HMP Fosse was 31-year-old Ma Muhammad that was serving time at HMP Fosse, though details about his background and his life in prison remain limited. Reports suggest that the weeks leading up to his scheduled release were particularly difficult. It was during this time that he crossed paths with two other inmates who had already gained notoriety for their past criminal activities. One of them, Thiar, also known by his stage name Trills, had made a name for himself in the UK drill music scene. His videos had racked up millions of views online, but he had also been involved in illegal activity, which led to a lengthy prison sentence. The other, Asher, had made national headlines in late 2023 after a high-profile incident involving a firearm. His actions resulted in a multi-year prison term at HMP Fosse. These three men, each with their own complicated histories, found themselves under the same roof in the final weeks before Ma Muhammad's release, setting the stage for a series of events that would shock both inmates and authorities alike. Once Ma Muhammad encountered Ashiri and Thierry in HMP Fosse, he was subjected to repeated harassment and attacks over several weeks. On August 19, 2024, just 2 days before his scheduled release, Ashiri visited Ma multiple times, verbally insulting and physically assaulting him. Later that day, Ma retaliated by throwing a kettle of hot water through his cell door, striking both Ashiri and Thierry. It was the first time he had fought back. Despite his upcoming release, Ma soon realized he was in serious danger. He requested to be moved to another part of the prison for his own safety, but the transfer was denied. The following morning, at around 7:45 a.m. on August 20th, 2024, Ma Muhammad was discovered unresponsive in his cell by a prison officer. He had been violently attacked, and paramedics pronounced him dead about an hour later. The official cause of death was a brain injury caused by the assault. The investigation was swift. Ashiri and Thierry were charged, with Ashiri ultimately convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 17.5 years. Thierry was acquitted of murder but found guilty of manslaughter, receiving an 11-year sentence. The incident raised serious questions about how prisoners with high-risk histories are housed alongside the general population. Overcrowding at HMP Fosse and other UK prisons has forced authorities to mix inmates of different risk levels. Reports indicate that within 19 months of opening, Fosse was already 98% full. While the government has attempted various measures, including building new facilities and early release programs, the rising prison population has made it difficult to manage effectively. To address some of these issues, authorities have also proposed interventions for certain high-risk inmates. For example, a voluntary medical program is being trialed in some prisons to help manage specific offenders, with the possibility of expanding it if successful. However, the broader challenge remains: how to safely manage violent and high-risk inmates while preventing overcrowding.